Alrighty, welcome back to Weenie Trades, and in this video, I'm going to talk about...
Whoa. I would buy it if it was $10 cheaper.
The SPY, DWAC, and Facebook. It was a pretty crazy day today, especially once I went to the gym.
Birthday rose.
SPY, choppy and floppy all around. It was a really tricky type of day trading day because we were just constantly changing directions, chopping and flopping all around, when really the iron condors was just the way to go. All the premium was getting sucked out, calls were getting destroyed, puts were getting destroyed. SPY really kind of just choppy. And look at this sell-off. This is an intense sell-off into the end of the day, minus 1%. Boy, what a crazy move. So net, a little bit of a red day trading, but the swing trading was actually pretty good. And I just want to talk about my positions just a little bit. I have short-term positive delta. So people always say I'm this percent long, this percent short. Just talk about your deltas. And I have longer-term negative delta. So shorter-term positive delta, 450 by 452. This weighted butterfly towards the upside, if you want to quickly look at that. And basically this is just buying the 458s, selling two of the 456s, and buying the 452. So it's a 4 width wide. $200 is the maximum profit, but I have a decent chance of getting that if SPY starts to push higher just a little bit. Either way, you can see the negative deltas are on Tesla and Amazon, IWM, the Qs. So SPY, yeah, just like moving forward on the SPY, if SPY is selling off into something like 441, so watch this for tomorrow. If SPY is selling off into 441, you could sell something like 438 put credit spreads, PCS, basically saying, I don't think SPY is going to go much lower than that level, and it'll at least bounce and maybe chop and flop all around. If SPY is gapping up in the morning, if it's above 450, look for SPY to potentially climb its way up to 455. And 455 might be a great area to do bear call credit spreads and go short against. Maybe doing something like selling the 457 strike calls on the SPY. So keep an eye out for that. 441 support area, 455 resistance area. We might just be chopping and flopping all around because there's so many people on one side. We got bears getting all riled up saying we're going to make new lows. We got bulls saying new all-time highs. Sometimes when the sentiment survey is right at that 50-50, we might just kind of chop and flop all around. So keep an eye out on the SPY. DWAC had a pretty interesting day today. DWAC, nice good green day, and that flipped red. So DWAC, nice good morning push, breakout, holds the breakout, continues, higher highs, higher lows, a little bit of a pennant that came back, 50% retracement, holds that. And DWAC really squeezed into the end of the day, and just before it was going to attempt to break out, big volume comes on in right over here. Volume at eyes and attention increase, and we get that breakdown right there underneath about 95.80. So 95.80, DWAC gets smacked right there. So DWAC moving forward, it's likely to just go sideways to slightly lower. So be careful if you're in DWAC. This is just based off the chart. And the options chain says, even by like mid-March, there's a $46 expected move. What are the odds that DWAC's $46 higher or $46 lower? Basically what I'm saying is that DWAC is more likely to be in that $45 to $50 a share range in about a month or two than it is to be higher. And if it does go higher, 120 is your key level to potentially look at for resistance. So that's DWAC moving forward. 120 on the upside, otherwise on its way to zigzag on down to 45 to 50. So that was a bit of a rug pull, and sometimes when there's a lot of buyers trapped, it can usually continue in that direction. And speaking of buyers being trapped, look at Facebook. Facebook got absolutely murdered today, down 5.14%. Geez, look at this. Drop and an opening range breakdown. So there's so many short setups on Facebook. I'm just going to draw them out here for you. So look, opening range breakdown right there. Once we start to leave that little pennant. We do a breakdown, a kickback rally to the former breakdown area. That's another area you could go short or sell at least. Here we go. Bottom underneath the low of the day. That's another area you could sell. And boom, lower highs, lower lows. You could have taken that bear flag. Yeah, it's not the best one. Drop. And then a bigger bear flag. And this came from 2:30. So this is on the 1 minute time frame. Let's go to something like the 30-minute time frame. Look at this. Facebook, 2:30. Buyers defend 2:30 level. Nice, good bounce. 4% bounce. if you're coming straight into that level, I usually don't like double bottoms. And that's because if it's already been tested once, it's more likely to break. Does it have to break? No. And that's what creates trading ranges when support holds and resistance holds, and both buyers and sellers are just getting jumbled, fighting on which direction it wants to go. But eventually sellers took control on Facebook underneath that 230. And boy, we had some Weenie Trades subscribers take that trade. We had the Bomba take that trade. Gosh, we had Sample Stuff enjoying the Facebook short trade. What a nice, good down move. All the way down to 224. And 224 on the weekly time frame for Facebook. Yeah, coming into this weekly support area. And it should get a short-term type of bounce. And actually, on the intraday trade, I was talking about, hey, you could probably go long Facebook over 226.50, stop underneath 225.70, and boom, take profit at 228.40. Well, if you looked in the Discord and were partying with me, you could see, hey, Facebook long over 226.50, 1:03 p.m. And look, right, Facebook hits take profit 214. So a little bit, an hour and 15 minutes. Nice, good 2R on that little trade. So entered right there, and then exited right up here. It was a lot, it had a lot of chop in between, but just little day trades. So be sure to join the Discord if you just kind of want to see what I'm doing when I'm at the gym or not on stream. But either way, Facebook, short term, it could, I am looking for a potential bounce. Maybe we spike 220. If 220 can't hold, we're headed to 207. But we should get a little bit of a short-term bounce, but I wouldn't expect it to go much higher than 230. So 230 is resistance 1 for the short term. And then 235 is that stretch target. That's kind of like R2. I would not go for anything more than a short-term little bounce, just like the Netflix trade we were talking about last week. So Netflix, you wouldn't expect Netflix to go to the moon and fill the entire gap on that 390 breakout, but you can get a nice good 10% return in a day or two just because of taking advantage of that little short squeeze where shorts are trapped. As long as you know your risk, you know where your stop loss is, you can take those trades. So be careful on all these stocks. Lots of chop in the market. No real clear directions. Hey, thanks for sticking to the end of the video. As a reward, watch these clips from Bryce's birthday.
Birthday Rose. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Conduct us with the watermelon knife.
Hey, dear Bryce. Happy birthday to you. Are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 3? Or are you 24?
24. Dang it.
Cut the cake. Momentum. That was a good run. Lots of rows. Alright, we've just arrived. Now here's a choice. The Shiraz Molly Duker, the boxer. McLaren Vale, Australia. Nice. Just got our bread. Yummy! Alright, Bryce got her fried shrimp. Looks good. And I got the mussels. And wine. Right. Round 1 complete. Round 2. Round 2. Beet salad.
What are these?
Goat cheese.
Goat cheese is my favorite type of cheese, so I'm gonna eat this goat cheese ball.
Wow.
We just got our food. It looks amazing. Lobster, sea scallops. We're waiting on our wine.
So Bryce has a sweet tooth. She had to get some desserts. So this was, what is it, Bryce?
Some caramel pudding.
Caramel pudding. It was a lot longer of a name
Yeah.
earlier. Nummy.
That's excellent.
Excellent meal. Tesla. What model is that? I don't know.